Hey everybody, it's Frankie-Lou. I'm coming to you today from the greenhouse in the sky. We are working at further winterizing our beautiful geothermal greenhouse here to withstand the mountainside conditions that we have in the winter. So far so good. We've got some germination for some of our winter crops, and I have other little videos about that. But today I am here to discuss with you one of my favorite companion plants, and those are Scarlet Runners. Those of you who follow me know that I am a huge fan about learning new things, and I learned something new this week. I have always loved Scarlet Runners. Here's a video here of one of the main reasons why I love Scarlet Runners so much. This video was taken this summer when everything was in full bloom here. So as you can see, they're a wonderful companion plant for the pollinators. They also are a good nitrogen fixer because they are a legume and are great at fixing nitrogen. They're wonderful companion plants for things like squash and corn, and we will be planting with those plants again in the summer. And I've used Scarlet Runners on my homestead for years. I currently live at two different homesteads, one in Alberta and one here in Golden, where both of these are zone 3. And Scarlet Runners are a wonderful plant to grow in zone 3 conditions as an annual. They produce an abundant amount of both edible flowers and beans. And they truly are a very lovely plant to have in the garden as well, and also wonderful for bringing in those pollinators. So I've always grown tons of these guys. And one of the things I'm super excited about this year is this. I grew a lot of them in here, and I now have these wonderful dried beans. They really, really are lovely, but they're also delicious. So while I do like to eat Scarlet Runners as a young bean, when they're nice and small and tender, I'm so excited that this year that I've grown enough that I can harvest them, and I'm going to be able to use these as dried beans this year. I can't wait. I'll share some of how some of those recipes turn out with that once they're ready, but they are delicious dried beans, and as you can see, they're quite large, so I think they're going to be a striking food plant. Here's a pretty good example of a mature Scarlet Runner bean, and I'm going to let these dry out a little bit further before I go to harvest some nice dried beans from them. This is a very small example of what I have been harvesting out of here. I've got pounds and pounds and pounds of them, and I'm really excited about using them. But what I'm also really excited about doing is treating them as a perennial. I've never been able to do that before because zone 3, if you could see outside right now, you'd see it's freezing cold out there. There's lots of snow. Normally in these conditions here in Golden and also in Alberta, my Scarlet Runners start to die off at the end of August if we get an early frost, or mid-September when we normally get a good hard frost. So I haven't been able to use them beyond an annual cycle. As I've been working and pulling down some of the plants in here, I've been noticing that my Scarlet Runners seem to be wanting to hold on a little bit, literally, with their root systems. So I did some research, and guess what? I had no idea. And this is one of the reasons I love gardening, is you learn something new every day. They're a perennial in zones 9 to 11. I know that we'll be able to keep these beds from freezing over with the geothermal energy that we're pumping through here and through the beds themselves. I have Scarlet Runner beans that were growing up along the east wall here with corn and squash. The corn and squash has come down, but I have left the Scarlet Runner beans root systems in the soil, and I'm really hoping that I'll be able to see some new shoots pop up in the spring, which would be great because that just would give us a head start. I'm super excited though, and if it doesn't work, it's no big deal. I'll just plant some more seeds because clearly I have a few, you know. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick through these, and the best, the most perfect ones are the ones I'm going to use for seed saving for planting next year. I will also be planting some of these outside because they are so wonderful. I can never have enough Scarlet Runners. I grow them everywhere. I'm really looking forward to see if I can have them act as a perennial here in the greenhouse. I'll let you know. If you haven't given Scarlet Runner beans a try, I do encourage you to do so. As I said, they're a wonderful annual plant in the lower zones, which most of us in Canada are. Pollination, beauty, edible. What more do you want? If you have any questions about Scarlet Runners, the greenhouse, or any of the other wonderful companion planting combos that we have going on here, please don't hesitate to ask. And as always, I hope you'll take this chance to grow together today. Have a good one.